Hello everyone, I am Bhaswati Adhikari, Assistant Professor from the Department of Business Administration, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Today we live in a world of technology, or we can say we are from the digital era where technology plays a very big role in our day-to-day life. We depend on technology for the basic things in nowadays. We cannot imagine our life without a smartphone, laptop, or the various digital gadgets that we are using on a regular basis. The technology uses and application is not limited to our basic day-to-day activities. Technology is utilized by the different organizations for their own benefits, fulfillment of their own objectives. So it is very important, or we can say it is very crucial to have a good understanding how technology could be utilized for the better management of the organization. Thus, we have the domain strategic technology management. So, in considering the significance of strategic technology management in the present times, in the following sessions, we will try to explore the domain and we will cover the following content. First, we will actually try to have a good understanding what does actually technology represent. We will also try to find the connection between technology and economic goals, how technological strategies would be aligned with the core competences of the organization, and finally, we will also have a discussion on the technology planning framework. Coming to the definition of technology, technology is that term that we use in our day-to-day conversation in a very casual manner. But when we say technology, it is a common thinking that technology represents something very complicated. It could be either electronic gadget or it could be a software that have a high level of complications involved behind the development of the product. But when we actually look into the definition of technology, it's rather different from what we actually think of. Obviously, when we talk about a gadget or when we talk about the software, that represent technology, but that is not limited to it. The technology can be actually defined as all the knowledge, product, processes, tools, methods, and systems employed in the creation of goods or in providing services. Actually, if we had to simplify the definition, it actually represents the way we do the things or the means by which we accomplish some objectives. In practical sense, technology is the application of the knowledge that we have, which is a means of aiding human behavior. It's very common to think technology in terms of hardware, software, or some electronic gadgets, but technology goes beyond that. In 1986, Jelani highlighted that any technology consisted of three interdependent, co-determining, equally important components that are hardware, software, and brainware. According to Jalani, as we have said, there are three components of technology, but later on there was another component added to the component list of technology. Those are hardware, software, brainware, and know-how. The physical structure and the logical layout of the equipment or machinery that is to be used to carry out the required task is represented by the hardware component of the technology. The knowledge of how to use the hardware in order to carry out the required task is the software component of a technology. On the other hand, the reason for using the technology in a particular way is referred to as the brainware behind the technology, and the learned or acquired knowledge or a technical skill regarding how to do the things well. It represents the know-how component of a technology. Knowledge and technology has a very close tied association. The information age of the late 20th century has created an explosion of knowledge and has a major impact on the rate of technological change. The accelerated rate of technological change is having a profound impact on society and the standard of living. As we move into the 21st century, the industrial revolution has given way to the technology revolution. The paragraph itself suggests that there is a close connection between knowledge and technology. With the advancement of technology, we have been exploring different domains, identifying new concepts, new ideas, new things that the human race or the mankind have yet to discover. And the knowledge again is triggering new evolution, new invention in terms of technology. So the relationship between technology and knowledge could be considered as a cyclic process. One pushes the other pushes again the first one further. That means knowledge pushes for new technological innovation. New technological innovation further opens up premises, opens up opportunities for new learning. To answer this question actually comes the role of strategic technology management. Obviously, technology could add a big value to any organization, but utilizing the technology in the best way will ensure that a company could actually draw maximum benefit out of it. That is why it is very important to have a good understanding how strategically technology could be implemented in any business. Now, before moving forward with the technology, strategic technology management and its basics, after the definition of technology, we need to understand what are the different types of technology that exist around us. As the definition says, a technology could be a knowledge, a technology could be a product, it could be a process, it could be a system, or anything that could be used for achieving a certain objective. So there are different types of technology lying around us, and these technologies could be divided into 8 different categories. So the types of technologies are new technology, emerging technology, high technology, low technology, medium technology, appropriate technology, codified technology, and finally techie technology. The first category of technology is termed as the new technology. The definition of new technology says that a new technology is any newly introduced or implemented technology that has an explicit impact on the way a company produces product or provides services. One of the example is new computer software introduced to develop engineering drawings and thus replacing manual drafting. Earlier, the architects and the engineers had to use pencil and scales drafters to draw the layout of the different engineering drawings. Now, there has been a new software developed which could replace the manual drawing, and it is called CAD. Another example is an internet website designed to market the company's product. Say there's an organization X who used to sell their products on the retail stores. During COVID pandemic, they decided to go for the online retail outlet and come up with a website where people can place their order directly and that would be delivered to their home. That new website could be also a new technology for an organization. The technology does not have to be new to the whole world, but only to the company. It could have been developed years ago and used by others, but it is classified as new whenever introduced for the first time in a new situation. The purpose behind implementing new technology is always improving productivity or maintaining a competitive business enterprise in the competitive market. So, if we are talking about new technology, it depends on when the technology has been first used by the organization. A technology that is old, but the organization decide to use it for the very first time could be considered as a new technology in that particular situation. So the focus is always to do the things in a new way. So if they're adopting any technology that has been there in the market for the first time, that technology could be termed as a new technology for that particular business. The second category of technology is termed as emerging technology. As the definition suggests, an emerging technology is any technology that is not really fully commercialized but will become so within about 5 years. So we can say a technology that has been developed, which is well functioning but has not reached a stage where it could be commercially made available to everyone, could be considered as an emerging technology, provided that it has a potential to capture the market in the next 4 to 5 or 6 years. It may be currently in a war of very limited use, but it is expected to evolve significant in the upcoming years. Examples of emerging technologies include genetic engineering, nanotechnology, superconductivity, internet as a replacement of personal computer, and one that is highly in discussion nowadays, that is artificial intelligence. Emerging technologies could be considered as a trendsetter in the market because emerging technologies has the potential to create new industries. They could also make the old industry obsolete at times. They have a potential of triggering large changes in the market and in the society as a whole. The third category is high technology. We randomly use at many times the word high tech. So actually that high tech is the abbreviated version for high technology. The term high technology could be referred to as something advanced or sophisticated technology. high technologies are actually widely used by varieties of industries having certain characteristics. A company is classified as high tech if the following descriptions are met. Number one, it employs highly educated people. A large number of employees are scientists or engineers. Its technology is changing at a faster rate that of other industries. It competes with the technological innovations. It has high level of R&D expenditures, and it has potential to use technology for rapid growth, and its survival is threatening the emergence of competing technology. There are even some high-tech companies working in and around us which are actually trying to push their limits even further to get something even more sophisticated, more complex in terms of technologies. These technologies, which are far beyond complex to the high technologies, are termed as super high technologies. The fourth category is called low technology. The term low technology refers to technologies that have permeated large segments of human society. Low technologies are utilized by a wide variety of industries having the following characteristic. They employ people with relatively low levels of education or skill. They use manual or semi-automatic operations. They have low levels of research expenditure. The technology base used is stable with little change, and the product produced are mostly of the type that satisfy basic human needs such as food, shelter, clothing, basic human services. So as the definition suggests, we could also say that low technology is completely opposite of high technology or high tech. In case of high technology, as we have seen, we need expertise from the domain of science and engineering. But in case of low technology, people with basic education and skill could also deal with such technologies. In case of high tech, since it is very new, trend-setting technology, they need expensive they had to spend a lot of amount of money in the R&D expenses. But in case of low technology, the expenses for research and development is very minimal. So the outcome of high-tech technology is something which is fulfilling one particular or very sophisticated purpose. The fifth category is medium technology. Obviously, if we have discussed high technology and low technology, there have to be one category which neither falls under high technology or low technology, which is in between these two. Those technologies are termed as medium technology. As the name suggests, the term medium technology comprises of wide set of technologies that fall between high and low technologies. It is usually referred to as mature technologies that are more amenable than others to the technology transfer. And examples of industries in this category are consumer products and the automotive industry. And comes the sixth category, the appropriate technology category. The term appropriate technology is used to indicate a good match between the technology utilized and the resources required for its optimal use. So as the definition suggests, it represents the proper match or good fit between the utilization of technology and the resources required for the use of the technology. The technology could be of any category. It could be low, medium, or high. The focus here is the match between the utilization and the resources required. It does not make sense, for example, to use high technology when there is a lack of necessary infrastructure or skilled personnel. This is a dilemma faced by many developing countries that want to transfer technology used in more industrialized countries. They may push for the acquisition of high technology in cases where a medium level technology would be more effective. Utilizing the appropriate level of technology results in better use of labors and resources and better production efficiency. Let's take a scenario where an organization is trying to develop or improve their efficiency or productivity. And there are different types of technology available in the market, but every organization has its own limitation in terms of resources. Every organization has their own financial budgets. There could be a machinery available or technology available which could give them a 99% efficiency, but their financial budget does not allow them to purchase that technology. So in that situation, obviously they will have to compromise with that technology or buy something which is more suitable as per their financial budget. So within their budget, they can evaluate the different options available and purchase a technology which could help them in improving their efficiency to a certain extent. So here the final technology that has been purchased in accordance to the financial budget that the company has, and the target they are trying to achieve will be considered as an appropriate technology. The seventh category is called codified technology. Before going into the details, if I can, I would like to simplify the terminology as say the technology that could be preserved in the form of codes is actually codified technology. The technology that can be preserved or effectively transferred among the users if it is expressed in a coded form. An engineering drawing is coded form of expressing the shapes, dimensions, and the tolerances about a product. The layout of a house that a civil engineer makes is actually the codified version of the actual house. A computer program of an optimization algorithm is a codified form that preserves or transmits the knowledge about that algorithm. In case of codified technology, it becomes very easy to transfer the technology from one hand to another. It is harder, less precise, or more time consuming to transfer a ticket technology. The last category, ticket technology, which is actually the opposite of codified technology. If codified technology is the technology that could be converted into different forms of codes, ticket technology is that technology that cannot be articulated in any format. There is no uniformity in the way it is presented or expressed to a large group of people. It is usually based on experiences, therefore remains within the mind of its developers. The technology developers are the ones who have the know-how in question. Techie knowledge is transmitted by demonstration or observation, followed by assimilation by those who seek the knowledge. So, as the process suggests, it is very complicated or it is very risky to transfer a technology from one end to another. Rather, in case of codified technology, it was much easier because it will be converted into a coded form, and anyone who is interested in using the technology could utilize that technology for their own purposes. But in case of technology, since there is no proper structure or format for it, the users or experts have the basic understanding, they demonstrate, and the observers learn from the observations and utilize it in the assimilation process, makes it rather complicated to handle technology. Transfer of technology occurs that is why transfer of technology occurs by close contact and interaction between the source and the host. That is, the expert and the user will have to have a close association, close connection, or close communication to actually make an effective transfer of technology between the both ends. Apprenticeship programs may serve as a vehicle for transferring the nuances of the specific professions or fields. That is why, since it is based on the observations, learning is done on the observation, there is no proper structure. It is always recommended when the transfer of technology happens in terms of technology, it is better to go for apprenticeship. That means the expert will demonstrate and the user will have to observe and learn on the go. Now that we have the basic understanding of technology, its terminology, and the different types of technology that are available around us, before moving into strategic technology management, let's rephrase or remind ourselves what does actually management stands for. We already have heard that management is art and management is science as well. And in today's time, we can also say to some extent management is technology. So when we talk about management, it is actually uh, the requirement of managing the various resources needed for a business or any organization. By resources, we talk about the four M's, that is man, money, machineries, and material. So when we talk about management, it is actually representing the art of carrying and business. It involves directing and controlling an organization, and obviously we are steering the organization towards achieving its particular objective that it has its mind during since its inception. It draws on the knowledge, experience, and understanding of human and organizational behavior. But at the same time, in this digital era, management is also considered as a technology, and it is the mean by which the desired goal of an enterprise are achieved. In the beginning itself, when we define technology, we clearly say that technology could be knowledge, product, service, system, or anything that could help an organization achieve its goal in an easier manner or in the most effective manner. In that way, it is obvious to say that management is focused on achieving certain goals by utilizing the resources in a very effective or most efficient manner. So if we combine the both definition, we could clearly imply that management is also some sort of technology, the technology which is designed to achieve the missions and visions of the organization. Then comes the two terminologies, management technology and management of technology. Although it sounds very similar, but they are not synonyms. The term management technology implies the technology used to manage the organizations or certain functions of an organization. On the other hand, the management of technology is a discipline that integrates science, engineering, management, knowledge, and practices for effective utilization of technology for business purposes. Although at many times people might confuse both to be the same or might switch places or interchange the two terminologies in different contexts, but it had to be clearly remembered that the term management technology will specifically talk about the technologies which are used by the organization for different activities, and management of technology is all about utilizing the technology in the most effective way to draw the maximum benefit out of it. In the 21st century, as we are moving ahead, in the pace of change is rapidly increasing. New technologies are emerging every now and then, and whenever there is an emergence of a new technology, there is a dynamic shift in the way the businesses are run or the economies are operating at different parts of the world. So management systems also had to adapt to that. We already know that the business environment is highly volatile, it's highly dynamic, things keep on changing, and with the evaluation of different technologies, with the innovation of different type of technologies, that dynamicity has increased at a very is increasing or changing at a very rapid speed, rapid pace. So obviously, if a business organization, one particular entity or business as a whole has to survive those random changes or those dynamic nature of the environment, the business system will also have to shift its way of operation. The system itself will also have to adapt to these changes. This shifts adapt to these changes because these shifts create a totally new paradigm for businesses, and this new paradigm could be threat for some, could be opportunities for some. So it is up to the business organizations to find out how this new paradigm could be exploited as an opportunity for the business rather than a threat for their own enterprise. So in that scenario, since the whole shift or whole shifting has been happening because of the evolution of technology, the management system had to align itself with the new technologies that is coming up and make a very effective decision how to implement that new technology into the business and make it a strength for the organization rather than keeping it as a threat or keeping it as a risk for the business in the long run. And in that situation comes in the domain, or the domain plays a role where we have to know how the technology could be strategically utilized for effective improvement in the productivity or efficiency of the organization. The productivity could be in one particular department, or the productivity could be for the whole organization in general. But wherever this productivity could be improved utilizing a technology, finding the best fit between the resources that you have and the technology that you could acquire could actually bring in a huge impact to the whole organization. So keeping that in mind, we will move forward into the basics of strategic technology management in the next session. Utilizing the basics that we have understand, we'll further proceed ahead. Thank you.